by it. Let's talk about Gabby Thomas here in third. I think a great result for her. 21.87. I think after the trials, people were thinking gold was a possibility. And obviously, you looked at how fast she ran Eugene. You got to entertain it. But if you talk about what was expected from her at the beginning of this season or going back to last season, with how good the women's 200 meter field is, to come away with the bronze is just a huge accomplishment for her. I don't know. Did you read it a different way? I just think this is a massive win. Even coming after the semis when Mboma chased her down, and now in retrospect, you're thinking, well, it was pretty good that she kept that close to Mboma because that's a future silver medalist there. But I thought she brought it at the biggest moment here, and it wasn't her fastest time of the season, but this was a tough 200 this year for the women.
Yeah, if I was giving her a grade, it would be like extremely, extremely, extremely solid A. Not an A plus, because an A plus means like you're running 21.5 and winning. But like the best, the most extreme solid A you could ever get is what she got. It wasn't A minus, it wasn't a B plus, it wasn't an F, and it wasn't A plus. It was just really good. I mean, she basically ran to her ability, and her ability resulted in an Olympic medal. Because when you look at the results, Thompson-Herah, it's just another world. She's pulling off the double-double. Boma is just a new athlete that we haven't seen, and we weren't really expecting to even be in the 200 when Gabby Thomas was running her 21s at the Olympic trials. So the two athletes that beat her, you kind of just like you can see it coming. The unknown teen who just is coming into her own at the Olympics because she hasn't been racing that much, and then obviously Elaine Thompson, who's potentially in maybe 3 to 4 years could become a GOAT. Gabby Thomas, she runs 21.8, beats Shelly Ann Fraser-Price. Shelly had every reason to want to get a medal in this race, and Gabby did it. And very impressive. The only American to make the final. I think I did a little debate with Lincoln a few weeks ago about, hey, I don't know about Gabby. I don't know if she's the favorite. Sure, she has the PB better than everyone else, or season's best. Right? I was like, she has, because all she was doing is racing Americans. And then the first 2 rounds, she still had yet to beat anyone, right? She wasn't winning she hadn't beat anyone like legitimate. She wasn't beating like a Shelly Ann or Elaine Thompson or just Dina Asher-Smith, who wasn't there. But like her resume was still dry, like just like empty going into the final. But now in this final, she can say, I beat Toulouse. I beat Shelly Ann. I got third in the final. That is now my resume. So she's ready to go, and hopefully she can maybe bring gold for USA on their home track in Eugene.
Yeah. So you look at women's and men's 200s for that matter, the last couple championships, and usually there's a lot of scratches, right? A lot of DNSs in the field, and there were some here, like Sherika Jackson didn't make it through, and Asher-Smith didn't make it through, and obviously Miller Weibo wasn't at her best. But even put that aside, look at the people she had to beat to get the bronze. Fraser-Price, greatest female sprinter of all time, still, I think. Toulouse, who'd been running insanely fast. Masalingi, Kambunji, who was a medalist from 2019. Like, you compare this to the 2019 field, Gordon, and this was so much better. I mean, that was a party of scratches, basically, in 2019. Dina Asher-Smith, credit her for getting the gold medal, but this is just a much, much deeper field, not just in terms of times, but in terms of overall credentials and just what each athlete brought to the table here. So I think it was a really good result for Gabby Thomas. It's going to be overshadowed in terms of media coverage because people are going to talk about Thompson-Herah, as they should, does the double-double, goes number 2 all-time to Flojo. They're going to talk about Christina Mboma because of the situation with her having to switch events, right? And then the third thing is they're going to get to Thomas.
No. The third thing is they're going to talk about Sha'Carri Richardson because she wasn't there. That's going to be the order, and then they'll get to Gabby Thomas.
Or they'll talk about Sherika Jackson not making it through, or Miller Weibo.
No, how she approached I saw like U.S. media, the way Sha'Carri has become kind of transcendent.
Yeah,
her absence is still there, which is wild. So, but yeah, Gabby Thomas now has medal to back up, and I'm excited to see Gabby Thomas like now go into 2022 or even the second half of this season, like with like confirmation that she's there. Obviously, you felt like that confirmation was created after the Olympic trials, but leading up to the Olympic trials, she was kind of like, I mean, she had a couple of good like breakout NCAA performances, the indoor mark she did, but there wasn't like she didn't have that moment. She had she had the moment in the trials, but then you could like kind of take away the moment by saying, well, it's just the trials. It's only Americans. Look what Jamaica's
Yeah.
doing. But now that she was able to do it at the international level, it's like, okay, now there's no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm going to be a great sprinter here for the next 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying it's all a matter of timing and perspective, because if you said before the trials that she's going to be an Olympic bronze medalist, you'd be amazed, as you should. It's just when you
Yeah.
run a 21:61, then everything changes, and we put so much value into times that it's easy to get swept away in it. But now we have right now after Thompson Hara's 21:5, you got two of the three fastest of all time competing in the event. It's going to be a very exciting